February is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. The goal is to protect and empower survivors of human trafficking and to prosecute traffickers. KITV4's Chloe Markley is live at the state capitol with the executive director of Imua Alliance to hear about how they are encouraging legislators to assist survivors of sex trafficking here in Hawaii. Good morning, Chloe.
Yeah, good morning, Jeremy. Well, human trafficking continues to be an issue throughout the country and especially here in Hawaii. And that's why I'm joined by Chris to talk to me about why your organization is helping out survivors. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, so talk to me about what your goals are for this upcoming session.
Yeah, so the human trafficking is a huge problem in Hawaii. By some estimates, there are 1,500 to 2,500 victims of human trafficking in Hawaii every year. So for the upcoming legislative session, we're really focusing on two pieces of legislation. One piece of legislation would deal with strengthening prevention training in schools, prevention education. We know that education ends exploitation, and teachers and school staff are often some of the best eyes and ears to see what's happening with kids who are in their classrooms. Also, school communities can be some targets for traffickers because this is a place where kids congregate. So we want to make sure that teachers and school staff, school administrators are empowered to respond to incidents that happen on and around campus in a trauma-informed way that's really sensitive to the needs of those kids, those students. The other thing that we're looking at is a piece of legislation that would actually increase direct financial assistance for young adult survivors of human trafficking. So when people are trying to exit the sex trade, they need a lot of help. They need shelter, they need food, they often don't have jobs. In many cases, they're effectively homeless. So what we're trying to do is establish a fund that would provide them with a direct financial assistance, cash assistance they could use for shelter, for health care, for medical care, for mental health care, and that could really help them attain sustainability and restoration in their lives.
And those resources right now are kind of scarce, so this is definitely a need in our community.
Yeah, they really are. There's about 40% of the population that we work with is Native Hawaiian. This tends to also be the most economically disadvantaged population in our state. A lot of the victims we serve are between the ages of 17 and 30. They're aging out of the child welfare system or have already aged out of the child welfare system. So a lot of the social services we provide to children aren't available to them anymore. So we really need that financial assistance in order to help them get back on their feet.
And this is also definitely impacting Native Hawaiian women and girls more so than others, right?
That's absolutely true. So by some estimates, about 40% of the total survivor population of sex trafficking victims in Hawaii is Native Hawaiian. It comes from our indigenous population. And we know there are a lot of reasons for that, but one of the main ones is that Native Hawaiians are the most economically marginalized people within their own homeland. And we know that poverty tends to be one of the primary drivers of human trafficking, of sex trafficking, of exploitation of all kinds. So we really need to make sure that we are providing services that are culturally sensitive and that meet the needs of that community.